Introducing Metallica. This interview was made at the Aardschokdag Festival in Holland on the 8th of February 1987 and features, amongst others, Jason Newsted.
Right after the accident happened, we individually decided that the best way to get rid of all our frustrations, because we were very traumatized and we felt a lot of emotional distraught over the situation. We thought that the best way to get rid of our frustrations
Was that on mine?
would be to hit the road, and get all the anxiety and frustrations out on stage, where they should go, They should go toward a positive thing like that. The worst thing we could do is just like sit in our room and sulk over the matter and wallow in our pity.
Alone, you just don't want to go and do it again. If you get to a stage where it feels so bad that you're not even sure you want to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. And the more you think about it, the deeper you sink. So we each thought individually we have to keep on going. We have to work, because it wouldn't be fair to Cliff to just stop.
Yeah.
Also, if Cliff were alive for some some reason or another, and he couldn't play bass, he wouldn't tell us to stop. He would want us to go on.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's the way he would have felt. He would have wanted us to go on.
Yeah.
So we had a band meeting, and that was the overwhelming decision to go on. So we decided after the last rites that we should just sit down and start auditioning bass players.
Yeah.
And this is 2 weeks into, 2 weeks after the accident, we started auditioning bass players. And we started setting everything up. And we started auditioning bass players. We auditioned up to 8 bass players a day.
Yeah.
And it was really nerve-wracking. And then
How many did you audition total?
overall, I don't know, 30, 40, I don't
50,
know.
30, 40, 50.
30, 40, 50, I can't remember. A lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least 40. At least 40, I'm sure of that. But we had names thrown about, and we asked people in the industry, record company people, friends, who had connections and stuff. And a name that kept on popping up was Jason Newsted, this guy right here.
Yeah.
And so it came time to audition him. So we took the time out to take our time with him, because a lot of the people, you just walk into the room, you can tell, no way, this guy is gonna be in Metallica.
Yeah.
Guy come in, he's stoned off his ass, was walking into mic stands and stuff. I mean, we had a lot of those. Okay, there's a lot of people there. I guess they start the song, and you can just tell that their bass style wasn't the type of style right off the bat.
A lot of it's going to have to depend on personality.
Yeah, and personality too. You got a lot of people walking in there with this huge air of supremacy. And that's just not it. So anyway, we took our time with him, because he had the most recommendations out of everyone. And he came to the audition knowing about 9 songs, and you only had to know 1 song, which was Master of Puppets, but he knew 9, which was an obvious advantage.
Yeah.
And so we played for them, and he sounded good, played fine, seemed like an okay character, even though he was sticking Flotsam and Jetsam stickers all over everything, my back, on my guitar case, on all the equipment cases. But anyway, that's beside the point. How's it going, man?
Busy and alive.
Yeah, that's a cool shirt. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, at the end of the day, we decided there's 3 people, out of the 40 or so people we auditioned. That was Jason and 2 other people. So we decided that the thing to do would be to, go out to eat with the person, afterwards have a few drinks, or maybe a lot of drinks, depending on how we felt.
A couple drinks if you keep pace with it.
Yeah, exactly. If he could keep up with us or drink us under the table. But we took one guy out, he was pretty cool, but something not right. Then we took Jason out, and everything fell into place.
Yeah.
So we're in this place called Tommy's Joint.
2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, still drinking. Yeah, after we had a dinner, we were drinking whatever we were drinking. And then all of a sudden, everyone had to go to the bathroom except Jason. So we went into the bathroom and had a band meeting on the urinal and decided, well, what do you think? I go, yeah, he's cool. James says, yeah, he's cool. So we went out there and asked him if he wanted to join the band. He said no, so we had to, like, you know.
I did. I go, no,
We had to twist his arm.
No Heineken? I'll wait.
We had to twist his arm. No, really.
That's got to be a better way of getting. I mean, you hear about people like Kiss who, when they're auditioning vast amounts of guitarists, and they don't even know the guys in their band. You know, they've been through like a string of guitarists, and they're basically put on stage as hired musicians, and I'm sure they're paid as hired musicians rather than as part of the band. Surely that's got to be a better way of doing it if you can get drunk with the guy, if you can play with the guy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were looking for a person, you know, who
Gotta be able to fit in, cause
fit in with us personally.
and the
we're
way
gonna
that
be living with this person.
yeah,
you know,
exactly. And the way the Metallica is, I mean, you know, it's like big family, man. You gotta be able to be one of the bros. You know, you gotta be able to be the part of the family. That's
not only that, we were looking for a long-term thing. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't want just a hired hand. I mean, like, you know, Kiss or Ozzy Osbourne. You see him on one album, you know, he's gone, and, you know, next.
Do you think that affects kids? You know, who are looking at?
Yeah,
I think,
of course it does.
I think it
believe
loses.
it does. Yeah.
I
It
mean,
makes kids, you know.
They affect the band as well.
I mean, you know, it is good for building a strong foundation, you know.
More and more people
Also,
start giving up on you, you know, like
Gives
losing
the
faith.
impression that if you've gone through all that trouble to get your bass player or whatever, then it's a long-term thing. Then the kids are going to see that there's no egotistical thing about it, and it's just like, well, look, we need a new bass player. This guy will do for the moment, whatever. So that's obviously the kids want to be loyal to the whole band.
Yeah, I mean,
to the whole band.
we want to be as loyal to our bass player, you know, as possible, and we expect the kids to be just as loyal to the bass player because he's in the band.
Well, they have been, man.
And in turn, you know, that's almost like being loyal to the band.
Yeah.
Well, it is being loyal to the band, you know.
They've been cool though. I mean, the acceptance is.
I mean, there's no problems with him fitting in. And
My main, you know, worry or whatever, concern, pressure, whatever, was about the kids, you know.
Yeah.
Wondering if they were gonna, cause like Cliff was, you know, bass solo god, you know, and a great, unique player, right? And I was wondering if they're gonna be, oh man, this guy's not gonna be able to hang, you know. But I mean, it's been everywhere we've went, the kids have just like rallied behind the band like hella, you know. It's
That's
like,
really nice.
Yeah, and it's a cool thing.
How did you feel about, you know, becoming a part of Metallica? That must be. I mean, Flotsam and Jetsam were known and were very much sort of an underground band. How does it feel from going to that to
Well, it's like
Metallica? You know,
greatest thing in the world, you know. I mean, there's no fucking the first 6 or 8 weeks, you know. I'm just fucking pinching myself, you know. Am I sleeping? Am I here? You know, it's like really. See, I'm pinching myself.
no, what happened? What, you do that when you were drunk or something?
No, last night when Anthrax started playing, and I didn't want to miss the song, so I went fucking racing from the dressing room, and I forgot about those lights that are on the ground, the trim lights for the
Oh
light.
no!
And I was like, and I fucking nailed those lights and landed right on them, man.
See, that's a true Metallica member. Yeah, see?
No, I had to hear the
See,
AIR, man. It's
see,
a great song.
That's the true Metallica spirit. See, Metallica is basically a band made of fans. You know, we're all fans still.
Hell yeah, that's one thing, man. We like to listen to, you know, I mean, a lot of bands could give a fuck about what's going on with everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
I always like to listen to new shit.
I mean, when you get home, when you do have time, I presume you do go out and see new bands.
Oh yeah.
I love to see bands live, man. Especially
Yeah.
bands I haven't seen before. That's the greatest fucking
What do you
thing.
think's happening at the moment then? You know, who's happening at the moment? It's good.
Sam Hain, which is like a metal punk kind of band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam Hain.
Yeah.
Do you listen
Crumb
to-
Suckers, I like a lot.
Crumbsuckers,
Really?
Chromax.
Yeah, Chromax.
That's the guy with like
Yeah.
very little hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
with all the
handsome man.
tattoos.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Harley.
Harley. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool, man.
Do you feel that the speed metal thing that's happening, whatever you want to call it, I presume that's
Speed metal is a good term.
the speed metal thing that's happening, because like there's it's like the attitude is almost like punk again, you know, but
Yeah.
it's like the playing's tighter, it's more accurate, it's faster.
Guitar solos.
Yeah, and the fingers are actually going where they're supposed to be on the fretboard and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, would you say there is a punk sort of mentality to it?
Oh yeah,
With some bands, definitely.
I mean, it's just what it is. It's that it just took a while for punk to make it to the middle class suburban kids. Let's face it, the punk was basically a real hip thing.
Yeah.
When it first came out, it was like an elitist
you're talking
sort of
States.
yeah,
Yeah.
elitist sort of thing in the States, and it just took a while for it to make it out to to the rest of the record buying majority. That's basically what happens. See, music's just recycling itself,
Yeah.
The punk,
Initially a shock to the majority, like leave it a while and it gets more accepted.
yeah, it gets more accepted as time goes on. I mean, let's face it. When the Sex Pistols first came out, if you compare the Sex Pistols to like Metallica, they had the same guitar tone, same drum beat, same aggressive down picking sort of style. Yeah, I mean, the punk attitude might have been a bit more extreme back then, like Anarchy in the UK, Bodies. Well, it's still like that, Bodies. But it's just time. It just gets accepted over
Do
the
you think
time.
possibly that, America, not knocking America, but a lot of stuff comes out of Britain, a lot of music comes out of Britain. Punk never really happened. The only offshoot you had that happened and was efficient and worked and was popular is like the indie scene, people like the Cult and stuff like that, which is where...
The Who?
The Cult. Bands like the Cult, and it's like bands with a reasonable image, and they can play reasonably tightly, and they're loud, and they're basically a rock and roll outfit,
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to some stuff recently. It's just like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, the Cult. Yeah, the new Cult album is like Cream, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix.
there's a bunch of like Clapton shit in there.
And like stuff like Quicksilver Messenger Service or something.
Sometimes
like that.
too. Yeah,
Do you think
Clapton
that's
remind me of
wrong,
Clapton a lot.
Well, I mean, like I said, music is recycling itself again. Bands like the Cult and Doctor and the Medics, and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's.
I don't think they're serious musicians, though. I mean, they don't treat anything seriously.
Well, I mean, a lot of it is the image and the whole hippie vibe of the Summer of Love sort of thing. I mean, I grew up in San Francisco in the midst of all that hippie shit. Let me tell you, it drove me nuts, man. I mean, I was pretty young back then. It still drove me nuts. And like I'm seeing it all over again. It's nothing new. I mean, it's to a lot of people, it seems fresh because they weren't exposed to it at the time when it originally happened. So it seems fresh to them. So, and there's a market for that sort of music. People like to listen to that sort of music. It seems to me like the press in England is like they want to latch on to something new. I don't know, for their own political reasons, to make their newspaper look good. I have a feeling,
Yeah.
I mean, it's for, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm slagging the papers, but I mean,
they're badly written.
yeah. And it's like let's face it. They want to sell newspapers. Whatever's happening at the time. If they do a feature on it, they're gonna sell copies of their newspaper. I mean, that's totally wrong. That's doing it for the wrong reasons. And
Out of the speed metal scene, whatever, there's two names that crop up like the creme de creme, which is Metallica and Anthrax. Metallica won't go on stage and they won't be wearing like the crew outfit and all this stuff.
God help us.
They're still not uglies, and they're still interesting people and can say something interesting and make interesting press. And likewise with Anthrax. Is there anybody else about you think that is even closer? I know it's going to sound bigoted, you answering that question, but there doesn't seem to be a lot around that is going to be accessible to the album charts and to actually being on the front page of all the nationals rather than just medal papers and stuff like that. I mean, Metallica now is getting into the league where it's everybody's going to hear about them, and Anthrax also, but there's a lot of speed metal bands around.
Metal Church is another one, I think, and Megadeth too.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are two bands that I think, you know, have somewhat of a chance, you know, to fit in that same sort of category.
How do, in America you have the big PMRC thing, which apparently has cooled down a little now.
Yeah.
Has that affected Metallica in any way, and what do you feel about it?
I mean, it doesn't affect us in any creative way, you know. They're not stifling our creative output at all. The only way it really affects us is in that a lot of distributors have the ignorance to listen to these people and actually believe in what they have to say, and like that prevents a Metallica album from being distributed like to record stores that are, you know, that are like.
Would you think you touched on anything that could be classed as being sensitive? I mean, I would have.
Well, we got put on their list of 15 most.
Yeah, we were like number 15.
Offensive albums of 1986. You know, they actually had a hit parade of most offensive albums. My whole concept behind lyrics is that, I mean, if you're gonna say something, you better mean what you say, or you should like become a storyteller. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of bands who are just storytellers, and then there are bands who actually have something valid to say. You know what I mean? And like, the bands who have valid points, you know, are few and far in between. There's just way too many storytellers, in my opinion. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
How do you feel about Poland? I mean, there's been a few bands that have played there, but again, probably nobody quite as controversial for you because of your particular music style. That's a big sort of thing to go and do for the first time.
Yeah, well, for us, I mean, for us being Americans, going to Poland is going to be very, very special because of the current state of affairs between our two nations. You know, the Soviet bloc countries in general and America. You know, it's like a sensitive subject. So like, I mean, we don't know what to expect. I know that we've done real well as far as ticket sales are concerned. Tell them.
Yeah, we did 2 5,700 seat shows in 3 hours.
Sold out.
Yeah. And that's like, it's fortunes for tickets over there for those people.
Even for an album, you know, it takes like 2 or 3 weeks' wages just to buy an album.
How do they get the albums over there?
I'm not sure exactly.
All I've ever heard was like the black market stuff. I don't know if that's the only way.
Yeah,
you know,
or perhaps, I mean, there's companies importing.
Hard to say, man, because I just can't see. You know, I mean, maybe in the bigger cities, Warsaw or something, have places where they're available through like a distributor or something. But I mean, it's kind of hard to.
I know it's probably, well, it's definitely not your side of things, but how would a band be paid for sort of playing at Soviet bloc countries?
We're getting as soon as we get in there.
You're getting vodka and jam.
No, as soon as we get in there, they give us their money. They give us like whatever, how many ever 160 billion of their quatroons or whatever it is, right?
It's worth bugger all.
Yeah, because our money is no good there. Our money is no good there. It's only good on the black market. I mean, it's like they give us as soon as we get in. See, the government flies us in and everything, right? Yeah. I mean, it's totally government controlled everything.
Yeah, hotels, everything.
Right. Yeah. As soon as we get in, they give us their money to spend if we want to spend it, and that's it. You know, I'm not sure about what the fine, you know, how much we get paid at the shows or what happens
because
there.
They won't let people take money out of the country.
Right.
Which
is, I don't know if it's some kind of I'm not sure exactly what they have worked out for the wages.
I can tell once I get drunk. I mean,
wait, can you read these words, man?
Once I get drunk and look at those words, I'm gonna fucking
word right
puke.
There.
Looking at that's gonna make my head swim.
That is probably very serious, isn't it? Trying to read that shit.
Yeah, and they don't have beer over there. All they have is like hard shit.
Yeah,
like
they have
vodka.
really serious vodka over
Yeah,
there.
and they have like, you know, they have like clear vodka and then dark vodka.
Yeah.
I guess the dark vodka.
Yeah, we gotta get ready, man. We gotta start getting ready.
Thanks for
all right, it's been good.
Yeah.